Hi, everybody. My name is Molly Peremsky, and I am your librarian for American Studies. So today we're going to be talking about doing research for your capstone project, and I am going to show you some tips and techniques in case you're not familiar with searching the library and library materials and all that sort of stuff. Okay, so if you only remember one thing from today's lecture, from this video, it's to remember that my job is to help you, and I'm here to help you do your research, right? That's what they pay me to do, is to, among other things, be research help for students and faculty. So please, you're not bothering me if you reach out to me. Now that we're all in isolation at home, I'm pretty much connected all the time to my email, when I'm not playing Animal Crossing, but, yeah, please feel free to reach out and I'd be happy to help. So that being said, you are doing a paper, you're doing a research project, right? So it's going to be about Native Americans and film, and I think you have your film selected already. So just a little overview and research. It's best to start big and then narrow down, right? So in this assignment, which I think is pretty cool actually, you have to for this part of the assignment, you have to find, 10 to 12 citations, meaning you have to find 10 to 12 resources. I think 3 have to be books and the rest of them have to be peer-reviewed articles, and I'll show you how to do that. So I could have gotten that wrong. You might want to double check your assignment. Okay, so I'm going to type in Native Americans in film. Okay, so that's pretty broad, right? It doesn't involve the movie you've selected or any theme or anything. This is just a broad overview. So I'm going to type in that. And just a heads up, because the library is closed, we're not doing Delivery Plus. There's no access right now to physical books. We're not even allowed in the library. Only a few people are. So that being said, we have the catalog, or the everything search, reflect that we can't access print books right now. So it's focusing on online materials. Okay. So see how here it says online resources? That's now the default search. Okay, yeah, you can see here, like, this book is available in print. It's sitting in the Lockwood, but we can't access it, but it is available online. So let's look at this one, okay, from our sort of big search, reservation realism. Okay, so again, this is where it would be in Lockwood on the 5th floor, but it is available here online, and we have 2 ways to access it. Sometimes you get one, sometimes you'll get many, and you can either click here on the blue link or here on the text box, this little square box over here, and it will take us to the resource. So now we're accessing the ebook, which is available in JSTOR, which is a database that has a lot of information, and I completely recommend you looking in JSTOR for materials that you'll find useful. So, and there will be a lot, yeah. So what you do is, so we've got the cite this item, which is important. Before I go in here, let me just show you this. It gives you all of this, which is cool, but I want to point out something. It's great to use the copy citation, but you don't want to get points taken off because part of it is wrong. From just looking at this one for MLA, which I'm very familiar with, this looks great. It looks properly cited, but I'm going to tell you one thing. This, in MLA, you do not capitalize the author's name, right? I think you don't. I'm pretty sure for APA in Chicago, you don't capitalize it either. So you can copy this and paste it in your work, but make sure on all of your citations, because the generated ones from databases are not always accurate, as in this case, right? So go through all of your citations, have the Purdue OWL open in case you haven't used it before. I'll put a link on the LibGuide, the research guide I've made for you, and go through and just check them out. It's very tedious work. It's real boring, but that is a great place to save your points for your assignment. You don't want to get dumb points taken off because you left Michelle's name here capitalized. Okay, so that's just my little spiel on citations. Okay, I mean, this is great. This stuff is great, but at the same time, you definitely have to double check. Okay, so back to the JSTOR page. Every database will look different. Project Muse will look different. Academic Search One File or Search Complete will look different. But yeah, so you can see here. This is the sort of it's the table of contents for this ebook, right? And one thing you can do is when you find a book that you think might be interesting, you can always look at the table of contents, right? This is just like you're looking in a book. Do any of these titles look useful for you and useful for you in building your argument, right? That of your paper or of your assignment, of things that will sort of back up your thesis, right? So yeah, they look good. Okay, these don't link automatically, right, from this page, so you have to scroll over here. And let's say we think number 3 looks good. We just click here. And this will take us here, okay, to the chapter, so, right? So if I want to keep turning the pages, cool, here we go. Great. So this is how ebooks work, right? You probably already know this, but just in case you don't, and I don't want to shame anyone if they haven't, this is how it will look, okay? And you can also download the PDF to save it, which I recommend doing. Have a file stored somewhere so you can go back to these or print them out, whatever you want to do. I like to save them. But yeah, here, this is where actually, so let's say you're quoting something from this paragraph, you'd want to cite this item, right? So, yeah, so I guess if we're on this page, you'd want to change it to which page you found it. Okay, found the text, right? Okay, and interesting. Did they get her name? Nope, they still capitalized her name. So you got to make sure you go in and check it. Okay, so that is one ebook. That's just one platform. And that's cool. So we have, we looked at that one. Let's try. This is actually a reference entry. So reference entries are peer reviewed. They're all, done by scholars. This is I might think this would be something you could use for your class. Usually in the class, this is where I would ask your professor if you can do reference entries from encyclopedias. The encyclopedias are incredibly helpful. So this is the entry in the encyclopedia, Movies in American History. This is Native Americans in Film, right? So this is a great place to cite. It's written by an expert in the field. There's some good information in here. It gives great background information. Here we go. Oh, we're talking about Dances with Wolves. Yeah. So it's a great place to go. And also, you can definitely look here in the references to see if there are any other texts that would be helpful for you, right? Yeah. So that's another thing you can use. And here are the citations down below. Okay. So let's close that. So we've got more ebooks. Okay. So this actually is a book review. We want to stay away from those. Book reviews are useless in this case. Well, they're useful sometimes. I'm not going to say they're going to be incredibly useful right now. If you're doing if you're using the film Smoke Signals, this might be useful for you. Again, here's another book review. Let's say I want more articles, right? You can go over here to we're going to do availability. We're going to do articles or content type articles. Okay. That narrows down our 140,000 to 33,000. And I want to make sure they're peer reviewed journals. Okay. Meaning they're vetted by scholars. So I'm going to apply the filters. And here we go. So, film and video activism. Okay. And we're getting some more book reviews, so just try to stay away from those. Okay, article. So we want to look at what journal it's coming from, the date, sort of the currency, the when these articles were published. If you want something very recent, you can go down here to publication date, right? So actually, I'm going to do that. I'm going to just change it to 2000 to 2020. Okay, so that's the last 20 years of articles. Okay, so this is in French. Unless you speak French, you might not want to look at it. Okay, let's try this. It says right here, peer-reviewed. And you can either click here or go read the article. Read the article will take you directly to the article, which is good if you want to see if it's useful, but it's not going to give you the, as we call it, metadata about the article that will be useful for you. Oh, actually, no, this one's different. Usually it takes you right to the article. But here is, let's see, where, can we not access it? What's going on here? Some of the times when you go out of the catalog, it gets funny. So, we click here. Is that what we do? Articles. Oh, PDF. See, this is not a very well laid out website, but that's what we got. Okay, so negotiating publicity and persona. Cool. One thing I do want to stress, and this is, searching is great. Searching is wonderful, but let's say we really like this article, right? It's wonderful. And similar to the reference article, we want to look at their notes, who they cited. So can I blow this up? Yeah. Oh, Michelle here, Rahea, or I'm going to just say Rahea. Her book was, her book was cited. So we know that we're seeing it cited. We mean that's an influential book. That's a good book. Richard Maltby, Hollywood Cinema. Okay, that might be interesting. Okay, there's some newspaper articles. Yeah, so definitely go through the citations of the articles you really like. That means you want to read the articles that informed the article that you really like. It will be useful for you. Okay, so I think YouTube only gives me 15 minutes. So I want to wrap this up. So we've got this. We've got our guides. So, or the searching. I've created, where you're seeing this, a guide for you. Is the research guide I created for this class. So it's not completed. It will have my video up here, the video you're watching now. But down here we have specific databases that will be useful for you. We've got Communication and Mass Media Complete, Humanities Source, JSTOR, MLA, International Bibliography is going to be great. Actually, let's click on that one, and we can do a test search to see what we get. So MLA means Modern Languages Association, so it's going to be more of a humanities focus. So I'm going to type in American Indians or Native American. Let's try that. And then I'm going to do film. Just film. Let's just try that. See what we get. And these are going to be mostly these will be academic journals, but you can see here the first as a dissertation. Don't select dissertations. That's not going to be useful. So actually you'll want to narrow it over here to scholarly and peer-reviewed journals. And you can see that the dissertation is gone. Okay. Yeah. So Relics of the Unseen Presence. These are going to be great articles to look at. I'm also going to put up a link to Google Scholar. Google Scholar is a great database. And it's pretty easy to use. You'll see if it's available. It's a good way to find stuff too. I recommend it. So again, reach out to me if you have any questions. Please don't hesitate. Email me, and we can either just email back and forth, or we can do a Zoom if that makes you feel more comfortable. Whatever works. So please don't hesitate to reach out, and I hope this was useful. All right, thanks. Bye.